The European Union has announced fresh sanctions on a unit of the Iranian intelligence agency and 2 individuals over alleged assassination plots. The EU accuses them of attempting or carrying out attacks within several European countries. The move puts the individuals and intelligence unit on the EU terrorist list, freezing their financial assets. Tehran denies the claims and says the accusations are intended to damage relations between Iran and the EU. Dutch Foreign Minister Stef Blok said on Tuesday that his country's Secret Service had strong indications that Iran was involved in the assassination of Dutch nationals in Norway in 2015 and in The Hague in 2017. In a statement, he said the 2 murdered men were of Iranian origin and had been opponents of the Iranian regime. The Netherlands previously expelled 2 Iranian embassy workers in connection with the deaths. In October, France publicly accused Iranian intelligence of being behind a plan to bomb a rally of opposition groups in Paris. A meeting of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, NCRI, was held in Paris in June, and was attended by senior former United States politicians. France, Belgium, Austria, Luxembourg and Germany were all involved in helping to foil the alleged plot as arrests were made across European borders. Denmark has also accused Tehran of trying to kill dissidents on its soil. Danish Foreign Minister Anders Samuelsen welcomed the latest move, describing the new EU sanctions as a huge victory and a very clear signal that such attacks are completely unacceptable. One of the individuals being added to the terror list is Said Hashemi Moghaddam, the head of the Directorate for Internal Security in Iran, as intelligence ministry whose assets had already been targeted by France. Danish Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen welcomed the new sanctions in a Twitter post, very encouraging that EU has just agreed on new targeted sanctions against Iran in response to hostile activities and plots being planned and perpetrated in Europe, including Denmark. He said, in recent months Albania has also expelled senior Iranian diplomats, reportedly due to links with foiled terror plots. The sanctions come as the EU simultaneously tries to save its landmark nuclear deal with Iran, which the United States withdrew from last year. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Henan province said it would waive the $9.40 65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. Meng, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. US Huawei phones shoot grand photos on the mountain. A notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said, "We wish friends around the world who support Huawei success in bliss." The offer would last until 29 December, the South China Morning Post reported, but it was met with some criticism among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a bar in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story we covered yesterday, https:// COQXL1IYPQL Twitter.com Sokolov. End of Twitter post by @LuoShunji. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpada Shenzhen, based London display manufacturer offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors alleged Ms. May 46 used a Huawei subsidiary called Skycom to evade sanctions on Iran between 2009 and 2014. They also allege she publicly misrepresented Skycom as being a separate company from Huawei, and that she deceived banks about the true relationship between the two companies. Ms. May, who is the daughter of Huawei's founder, has denied any wrongdoing and said she will contest the allegations. Life of Huawei's high-flying heiress. The United States has been investigating the Chinese telecoms giant, the world's second-largest smartphone maker, since 2016, believing that it used Skycom to bring the United States manufacturing equipment and millions of dollars in transactions to Iran in violation of sanctions. Ms. May's detention comes amid an increasingly acrimonious trade dispute between Washington and Beijing. China is angry at her detention, saying she has not violated any laws. Beijing has threatened severe consequences unless Canada releases the executive. Since her arrest, 2 Canadians, a former diplomat, and a businessman have been detained in China on suspicion of harming national security. United States President Donald Trump said last week that he might intervene in the United States Justice Department's case against Ms. May if it would serve national security interests or help achieve a trade deal with China. If I think it's good for what will be certainly the largest trade deal ever made, which is a very important thing, what's good for national security, I would certainly intervene if I thought it was necessary, he told Reuters news agency. Canada reacted by urging Mr. Trump not to politicize the situation. Our extradition partners should not seek to politicize the extradition process or use it for ends other than the pursuit of justice, Foreign Minister Chrystia Freeland said. 2 Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with kids to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imlea in the high Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Tapco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths, the Interior Ministry statement said. A popular tourist attraction has become the latest Chinese company to show solidarity with Huawei's chief finance officer, Meng Wanzhou, who was arrested in Canada on 1 December. Shannon Mountain Scenic Park in eastern Henan Province said it would waive the $9.40 65 yuan ticket fee for anyone carrying a Huawei phone. Ms. May, who was given bail in Canada, faces extradition to the United States on charges of breaking Iran sanctions. Her case has upped tensions with China. U.S. Huawei phones shoot grand photos on the mountain, a notice on the Shannon Park's social media account said. We wish friends around the world who support Huawei's success in bliss. The offer would last until 29 December, the South China Morning Post reported, but it was met with some criticism. among China's social media users, who claimed it was discriminatory. Huawei phone owners are being offered other enticements too. They can get a 20% discount at a bar in Beijing. Seen in Beijing, bring a Huawei phone and get 20% off. Similar to this story, we covered yesterday https://COQXL1IYPQLPIC, Twitter.com Sokolov. End of Twitter post by @LuoShunji. At least one firm has threatened to penalize anyone buying Apple products. A few days ago, Manpada Shenzhen, based London display manufacturer, offered subsidies to any employees buying Huawei phones. It also pledged to fine anyone who bought an Apple iPhone. United States prosecutors allege Ms. May